Leclerc. So it's really
which is, I think, what the goal was. I think that is what the goal was. However, this wasn't going to work out, was it? It's Ferrari. What is going on, guys? It is JJ here, back with a new video, and today we are going to take a look back at the 2022 Monaco Grand Prix before we move on to Azerbaijan, before we move on to Baku. Guys, I said this in the Spain video, I said this in the Spain live stream as well. CHECO Perez needs to be taken more seriously. People obviously, you guys can say Checo is the number 2 at Red Bull. You guys can say Max is the undoubted number 1. Max is a great driver, and he is Red Bull's number 1. I will say that. But to completely disregard Checo Perez's ability was put full on display at Monaco. The Monaco Grand Prix, not only in qualifying but in the race, the guy got his game plan executed perfectly, and Red Bull executed the game plan perfectly. They did such a good job. And honestly, if it wasn't for the mess that happened in, what was it? Was it Jeddah or was it Bahrain? I think it was Jeddah, where he got put behind on a safety, like he pitted right before someone crashed. He probably could have won that race as well. And then we'd be talking a completely different story, because it wouldn't be Max versus Charles Leclerc, it would be Max versus Checo, which is still a possibility for this season. But anyway, we are back to focus solely on the thing that happened over the weekend. We are back to take a look at how Checo won the Monaco Grand Prix. Now, obviously, you could chalk it up to Ferrari trying to 1000 IQ it and it blowing up in their face. But we're gonna hear how F1 thinks Checo Perez won, and just sort of the breakdown of it, because I did miss the Monaco Grand Prix. I was unable to see the whole race, so this will be a good sort of refresher for me. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and let's get into the video. As well, guys, you can find the original video down in the description below on the F1 channel, and that's why it probably is blurred, so apologies for that. Let's get into it.
Yeah, now the intermediates have came into their own. We see that there's now tram lines of dryness on the circuit.
Ooh, okay. So by lap 14, after they had that whole stupid hour-long delay, Charles Leclerc was having a good time. He was having a blast. But I just don't get what Ferrari did so bad.
And that's meaning that the full wet tyre is going out of its working window, and the intermediate...
Like, you had a 1-2 in your grasp.
Is that an Inter now?
Okay, copy Checo.
Yeah, so of the leaders, which of the leaders is going to make a pit stop now to go on to the intermediate tyre? You can really see the track drying up, Sam. There's a proper dry line beginning to happen.
Yeah, I'm looking at the gaps for the leading bunch. Charles Leclerc, if he pitted now, he'd come out behind Lando Norris and lose that track position to the others. But if he can get slightly more fast laps in, which is what he's trying to do, he'll be able to leave the pits ahead of Lando Norris, which means when the other three, Sainz, Perez and Verstappen, stop, they would come out behind Leclerc. So it's really...
Which is, I think, what the goal was. I think that is what the goal was. However, this wasn't going to work out, was it? It's Ferrari.
I'm managing the tire. Let me know when you need to tell me up to signs.
Yeah, copy. Box, Checo, box.
They did that at such the right time. I know I need to stop pausing. But Checo's pit stop was perfect.
Being told to make a pit stop, so this is crucial. The first of the front runners to come into the pits. Look at the tyres that they're going to put on, and they are intermediates. So Checo, Sergio Perez, the first of that lead group to make a pit stop.
Ferrari going to have to react to this with Charles Leclerc. He's going to have to stop next time by and get in the pits and get a new set of boots on, because if he doesn't, Perez is going to massively...
And he came in after Lando.
...the Monegasque driver.
So Perez just pitted now, we believe for Inters. Confirm Inters on Perez.
Let's go, Checo. Let's use this tyre. Right, hunt down Norris.
Inter will be much quicker for sure.
Copy, understood.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
And box this lap box, pit confirm.
Okay, Leclerc might be pitting. Let's push. Get the undercut here. Get the undercut.
And box now, box.
All out.
And into the pits then comes our race leader, Charles Leclerc. Remember, he has never finished.
So their goal was to undercut him.
Comes in from the lead.
And that's going to be intermediate tyres as well.
And it was a good pit stop. The first one is a good pit
Let's
stop.
have a look. Perez made the earlier pit stop, of course.
Hey, press and hold, you're racing Leclerc here.
Verstappen also pitted. Will be tied with Perez.
And that is Perez, is
Yeah.
it? Going past.
That was Perez taking the lead there because that's what I was saying. They waited too long to roll the dice and he pitted too late and let Perez go. They should have pitted a full lap earlier. The data was so clear on this.
Gap to Perez in front, 4.4.
Come in, Leclerc's in turn 3. Nice lap, you're really excited. We can manage it now. Just chip away at his times.
And so, essentially, ahead of him was Carlos Sainz and Max Verstappen. They both still had to do their pit stop, and so that was it. But then what makes it even worse is when they switched to the dries. They didn't show the dries pit stop. They should have. They should have shown the dries pit. Which, I mean, I guess it didn't matter, but it kept Checo in the lead, and then Leclerc was just screwed. Okay, let's go to the comments for a bit. Checo earned that win with his early call to switch to the intermediates. Ferrari ability to strategize during a race is poor. That's evident. It's beyond evident. It's insane. It was interesting. It was barely mentioned on the main broadcast. They seemed to be under the impression Leclerc was on the track for the win until he pitted the second time. Ooh. So at the F1 channel, the F1 teams say it wasn't the second stop, it was the first stop that screwed Charles Leclerc. Ferrari have a self-destruct issue. They do. As a Checo fan, I'm happy for him. Dude, I feel so happy for Checo, man. He deserves this. Like, the fact that he got this win is so big for him. First Mexican to ever win Monaco. Maybe the only one. Who knows? Keep fighting until the end. Honestly, guys, that's my issue, is that if it came down to it, between Max Verstappen and Checo, who is Red Bull going to take? They're going to take Max. They're going to take Max. Like, if there's team orders again later in the season, who do you think they're going to give the team orders credit to? They're going to give it to Max. They're not going to let Checo try to race him. Like, that's what scares me. That's what terrifies me in terms of the two drivers for Red Bull, is that it's an implicit bias that Max is the number one and that he needs to be given the most respect. But let's say Max DNFs a race and Checo finishes second. Then they're right there even on points. And so, like, what do you then do with that? It kills me. It kills me to think about that because I want the competition. I want what's best for Checo. But, I mean, if I was Christian Horner, I'd put my money on Max. I mean, Checo's done a great job. I mean, he helped rid Ferrari of a win. Carlos Sainz could have got the win at the Monaco Grand Prix. But he didn't because Checo was there. Max wouldn't have found his way beyond Carlos Sainz. So, at least Checo was able to, do stuff unlike Daniel Ricciardo for McLaren. We're not going to talk about that.
Yeah,
that might be the videos tomorrow.
That might be the videos tomorrow. There's now tram lines of dryness on the circuit. It's not just less wet, it's actually dry, and that's meaning that the full wet tyre is going out of its
like, look at this. You have the Ferrari 1-2.
He's definitely there now.
Okay, copy Checo.
Yeah, so of the leaders, which of the leaders is going to make a pit stop now to go
Sorry,
on to the intermediate tyre? You can really see the track drying up, Sam. There's a proper dry line beginning to happen.
Yeah, I'm looking at the gaps for the leading bunch. Charles Leclerc, if he pitted now, he'd come out behind Lando Norris and lose that track position to the others. But if he can get slightly more fast laps in, which is what he's trying to do, he'll be able to leave the pits ahead of Lando Norris, which means when the other three, Sainz, Perez and Verstappen, stop, they would come out behind Leclerc. So it's...
Which is what should have happened. God, I feel so bad for Charles. But okay, that's what we're going to end this video. We're going to take a deeper look into the Ferrari mishap and Charles Leclerc's anger on the radio in the video linked in the description. Because I feel like as much as I want to praise Checo, it literally all comes down to Ferrari being absolute tool bags. So thank you guys so much for watching though. Peace.